Hello. Hi, good evening to everyone. Hey, hi Rama. Hi Harshal. Hi Shamila. So let's just start in 5 minutes. Like the people joining, let's start in 5 minutes from now. Okay. So hi everyone, I just shared one file with all of you, right? And I'm sharing a data set as well. And here is this data set. So I'll request all of you to please download these two files. So dataset is something that we're going to use to do those questions. And in the another file that I've shared, that's a Jupyter file, in that you have the questions that you have to attempt. Okay. So shall we get started on that? So I will request you guys, everyone, to please start working on it, right? So just share the two stuff. In the meantime, you start it, and then we'll start the discussion on that. Yes, Arsha. So you have to import the data set in the Jupyter notebook. Okay, you have to import the data, and then the questions are given over there. Some quick, all the stuff that we have done till now, just to have a quick hands-on on that.
Hi Amit, which data set is this? I saw join.
You might just join. Let me just share it again.
Okay.
Okay. So I've shared one CSV file, and the questions are in the another the file, the Jupyter file.
Okay.
You have the questions, so you have the answers also. I mean, the sample answers also given at the bottom. So if you want to know, we can just write the answers over here only, right? So once you open it up, I hope everyone is able to open this file. Okay. First step, right? We have to just, as we know, import pandas as PD. Import numpy as np.
Hi, Amit. So the salaries file, the salaries.csv file. Hello. You're on mute, Amit. Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Sorry.
So this salaries CSV file somehow it's coming getting saved in my laptop as malware and not as salaries.csv. And I'm trying to save it again through this chat, but it's not letting me.
Let me upload it on the Google Classroom then.
If you can just probably upload it again on this chat and I'll try to save it again because I don't know why it got saved as malware. The other file exercises got saved fine.
Okay, let me try to send it again.
Yeah.
Hello, Amit. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Sirisha here.
Hi, Shisha.
Yeah, hi. Actually, can you please tell me how do I download this file in the Jupyter?
Uh, the salaries one?
Yes, the SF salaries exercise one.
No, I mean, you're asking to load the data or you are asking about how to open this file?
Yeah, how to open this file, right?
Oh, okay. So once you launch your this Anaconda, right?
Okay.
Over here, right? So then over here, sorry, not upload. You have to click on this. You can just, wherever that file has been loaded, right? It would be in the downloads folder.
It actually I downloaded it on the desktop.
Okay. So you just have to come to this root folder over here
Okay.
and you will find the desktop in this. Where is the desktop? Desktop. Different. So you know what happens is this gets actually the Jupyter gets loaded from that C drive where it was installed. So if you have to change the path, we actually have to run a command line prompt, which I will be telling. Maybe can you do
Okay.
one thing? You just copy and paste that file. If you can share your screen, is it possible
Yeah,
to
yeah,
share?
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a minute.
Oh, I think also the file is now being fine. Perfect. So Herschel, okay, right. So overtime pay.
Yeah.
Are you sharing your screen?
Yes, yes, I'm sharing it now. Okay. Can you see my screen now?
So click on desktop. You have it just in the fourth, fifth line down. No, over here only.
Running?
Just no. In the
Oh,
files
okay.
only. Below, if you come down, just come down.
Oh, yeah.
Just click on this.
This one.
So this is there. It is the SF salaries exercise above,
This one,
above.
right? Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Click on this. So now this file will open up.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Right. So first thing is to load the data. pd dot read underscore CSV, and we just go to that path where that file is placed. So I'll just copy this. Um, So now this is, we can check the head of this. So salaries. So we have this complete data now with us. Okay, check the info. Right, so info you can.
Salaries.info.
Sorry?
Salaries.info.
Salaries.info. So I have to give them the name as salaries.info. Now we can see for each column what is the type of that, and we can see how many rows. So we have total of 13 columns, and we have 1,48,653 rows of data. So good amount of data over here in this CSV. Average base pay.
Salary.mean.
Right. So salary dot
Mean.
So we have this salaries. The field name is base pay. Dot.
Mean.
Do we get this? इसके लिए होगा कैसे? Right? The highest overtime pay, right? So for this we will use the max function, salaries.
Overpay. Dot max. Recaps.
Then what is the job title of Joseph Dishwal? Right. So this is the one. So just pick the column of job title. Then what is the name of the lowest paid person including benefit? So this. Did I delete something? I see some questions. Oh, why jumped the question? How much does this Joseph make, including benefits? Okay. Yep, I hope you are able to do it. Do you want me to showcase any question over here?
So this question, how much does Joseph Driscoll make, including benefits? There is a column of total pay and total pay benefits, and also they've given it out separately as base pay, overtime pay, other pay benefits. So for getting the total pay, should we just add total pay benefits plus total pay?
We will just add the numbers: base pay plus overtime pay, other pay
But
benefit.
okay, but for adding it, somehow it's not, the code is not correct. How do we add those columns?
I'll show you. Yes. Oh, sorry. So we are talking about the question: how much does this Joseph makes? Joseph Driscoll makes, including the benefits, right? So we will simply say total, pay benefits we can pick up, right? So we can just add the things. So we can just pick the total pay benefits also. That will give me the correct answer, right? Because in that also I see I'm getting the same total only. So what I can do is I will simply say salaries. I'll probably just pick the same stuff. Right, instead of job title, I will simply say total pay. I get this.
Total pay and total pay benefits are two separate columns.
Oh, sorry, total pay benefits, yeah. Including benefits or total pay benefits. This one.
So the question is, that is one way of doing it. But if someone would have done base pay plus overtime pay plus other pay plus benefits,
You could have done that also, because otherwise what they've done is they've given the data only, right? So like if I open this file, the salaries file, So they have given us the total column itself, so I can make use of that itself. So like in this, they have given me total pay and total pay benefits. So in which they have just added those numbers. So that is why I can just pull that number, or otherwise, if you want to do it, this plus this plus this, that or plus this, that's also the same.
How do we, that's what, how do we add the columns? Because I tried to do that and couldn't.
Sorry.
How do we add those two columns? Like put it in square bracket and then a plus sign in between the two column names, or what will be the code for that?
So just come over here. So you'll have to use that. You'll have to add a new column in that case, right? So that adding that column, you will have to add the numbers. So what you can do is you can also simply say that this field that we have, total benefits, we just write plus. If I come over here, that is the prepare other pay.
This
Oops.
is not give, yeah.
Okay. As you know, this is what is happening over here is first you'll have to make that calculation, because if you do in this case, so what it is doing is it is assuming that we are trying to fetch these two columns. So we'll have to make that column inside it and then pull that column from there. Right? So you'll have to add that column in that
Make
case.
it as a separate column in another before.
Then you have to, right. So you'll have to make that column and then fetch it out.
But we can't do it directly here as a calculation.
No, because this is the indexing that we are doing. So this is the row indexing that we are doing. So in the indexing, you will only have to give the column names.
But
Right? Because
you said now that if we can, during like calling a value, we can give the condition inside the square bracket.
that is the condition for the rows. So we give the condition for the rows, that which rows do you want to pull. So we are giving a condition that which rows I'm pulling, but I'm not doing any calculation on this.
Okay.
This way you will be able to add it up. So what I do is I fetch the data. Then I'm saying I want to fetch the column this plus the column this. Right? So if you see total pay benefits plus the total pay, if I add it up, so this is how it comes out.
Okay.
Right? One column you fetch it plus another column.
Okay.
This, has anyone done this? Which are what are the top 5 most, or the what are the top 5 most common jobs? Yep. Anyone? Who has this? And there's how many unique job titles? This is straight basically. How many unique job titles do we have? So I can say over here salaries, right? So we studied that function of n unique. right? So we have to use the column. What is the column name? The column name is job title. Right? So dot and unique. Right, 2159. What are the top 5 most common jobs? So how do we find that? If you remember, we had this function, value counts. Can I make use of that? So this is the salaries data set that I have, right? Salaries. And what I'll do is on the column of job title dot value counts. So it gives me that, okay, there are a lot of the job title that we have. For each job title is giving me the count, right? It gives the output in the form of descending order. So there are variety of job titles that we have, 2159 job titles we have total. And I only want to see the top 5. So how can I keep only top 5?
Put 5 in between the bracket round,
Okay.
the round bracket.
This over here.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Head, dot head.
Right, dot head. So in the head, I will write 5 only, that I want to see first 5. Yep, I hope this is clear to everyone. Right, Harshad, Rama, Shisha, Karan. Okay. And then we have how many job titles were presented by only one person in 2013.
So basically, any job title which was not a duplicate.
Yes, yes.
So
We have to find those job titles
which
which were only represented by only one person. All those job titles for which we were only having one person.
Unique. Do you use unique?
Unique is any which was giving going to
all
give you
the
right? Suppose in 2013 there were 5 people. Like if I see over 5 people were transit operators, there were 3 people who were special nurse, but there was only one officer and there was one public service aid public works, right? So in that case, I want to output as 2. So somewhere over here only, you know, you will be able to find the answer. Something over here.
Count. Count.
value count should be only 1 because value count
Right.
is 1 that
So value count should be 1. So you'll have to just apply one more condition in that, because right now it was this is giving me for the entire data, right? But now I'm only interested for 1 year. So if you will see the data, in the data what so we have 11, also 12, 13, 14. So we have 4 years of data with us. But we are now interested only for the year of 2013. So you have to apply that condition also, that the year should be equal to 2030. So it will get a little tricky, but if you go step by step, like if I try to tell you the approach, you have to first of all get the data of 2013 titles. Then what you have to do is you have to apply a value count. Then you have to get the value count of each title, right? And you only now have to keep the data where value count is equal to 1. You have to keep only the data where value count equal to 1, right? And then you can count it or you sum it, whatever you feel like. Making sense? So let's do it together, rather, because this is a little tricky. So let's try to do it over here now. So what I do is, if I just write this salaries that we have, right? The salaries data set that I am having. I want to fetch the data where year equals to 2013, right? So this is going to give me the output in the form of true and false, but I want to fetch all that data.
Can you
So what
scroll
I'll
a
do
little
is,
up, please?
oh, sorry. Yeah. So if I write salaries and this, so this gives me the data of all the people in 2013, right? The complete data for all the employees of 2013. I only want to keep the column of job title, right? So I will say I only want to see job title. So I get only the job titles of 2013. So there are total 37606 entries, 37,000 entries that I have. I hope the things are clear up till here.
Yes.
Then I apply a value count on it. If I apply a value count on this,
Value counts.
right? So now this gives me that in that 2013 there were these many transit operators, these many special nurses, and likewise. So it gives the complete data over here. Now I only want to see that data where the value count was equal to 1, right? So I get false, false. This is because this is a condition that I have now made. Now this is giving me false, 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 and true, true, true. So basically, false means that in this case, the condition was, in this case, the count was not equal to 1. True means in this case, the count was equal to 1. Correct?
Yeah.
So now what I can do is, shall I sum it all thing? If I sum up this entire part, this gives me 202. That there were 202 job titles where only one person was working with that title in the 2013.
But the sum will automatically sum only for true values?
Because true and false is 0 and 1. So false becomes 0, true becomes 1. So it will just add 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Getting it?
Or if we would inside another salary bracket, okay, the code, and then dot count, that also we could have done, right?
But if you will do count, so it will count true and false both, right? Counting is going to count each and everything, count true and false. So you'll have to count
But in count condition, we can put
equal to false. You'll have to put the condition is false over there.
why?
So you will
Why false? Why not true? True means that is 1, right? Value count is 1. When it is true, that is what we want to count.
No. This value count 1 is, this is not true. This is, I'm saying I want those titles only where the count was 1.
Right.
This one is that. This one is not true and false.
Correct.
Right? So like if I remove this sum from here, now this is giving me the output in the form of logical, that okay, in transit operator, the output is false because there were more than 1, the count was more than 1. Right? Over here also the count was more than 1. And over wherever you're getting 2, that means the count was 1. Getting it?
Yes.
Now suppose you only want to see the true data. So what you will have to do over here is multiple ways of doing it, right? So I wrap this inside this
Another
bracket.
salaries.
So you bring out another salaries over here. So we run the what is it now? Salaries. Actually, we have applied that condition that is printing that summary.
We can't
So
put it inside a bracket.
the summary we want to pull it because this is the condition on which I'm trying to pull the rows. So on that grouping, I won't be able to do that. So that is why what I did was this output that I'm getting over here. I just applied sum on this. So this bracket.
And some will only count the true values. Fine. Okay.
Sum will add.
Add the values.
Because false is 0 and true is 1. So 1 plus 0 means makes it 1 only. So it will add up those two. So as a result, I will get that the number of count of 1 only technically if I see,
Okay.
or the count of 2.
Hmm.
Clear or confusion?
Clear, clear. Thanks.
Okay. Now the next question, how many people have the word chief in their job title? Now this is little, now if you see over here, you go back to the data set. So in the job title, what we are doing is we are trying to find which all job titles have a chief, right? Like for example, we have a chief over here, chief of department, right? So this is where we can see it. So we have to find out all those people who have the word chief in their job title.
This looks like a for loop question or a while, I don't know, while loop question.
Mhm. So you'll have to check on each of the names, right? If the word chief is coming in that or not, right? So what I can do in this case is possibly, can I not make a function over here? Do you think if I make a function, will that be helpful for me?
Yes.
Right. So let's make a function over here. Suppose I say define. So I start making a function over here. Let's make a function by the name of chief title. So I want to have the chief word in the title. So this is going to take an input. Let's call it as title. The input will be the title we will be giving in. We will give a title inside it. Now I'm making a function over here, right? Then we will use this function. So I'm saying if, right, if the word chief is there, right? If chief is the word, oh sorry, if chief is the word present in title, so this title, right, the input that a person would have been given. So I'm trying to say if this word is present in the title, right? So then what I want is returns true. My condition is true in that case, return true. Okay, else we are going to say else return false. Making sense? Right. So I am saying if the word chief is there inside it in the title, but now I know that Python is case sensitive. Now if I see in the data, it can happen the chief would be coming in uppercase, lowercase, or any other thing also, right? Although my data is completely in uppercase, right? And somewhere I see it is in the lowercase also. So the chief word can come in uppercase also, lowercase also. So how do I make sure that every chief is covered? That even if the chief is coming in uppercase or lowercase or mixed case, everything gets covered.
We can do dot upper function and we can put it as an or condition, that if it is that or that or that, then return true, right?
So we can just simply say that title dot, let's use lower. Why lower? Because I've written chief in lowercase. If I'm saying if the word chief is coming in lowercase of title, so what we are converting the entire title into lowercase, and then we are checking.
Oh, okay.
Just give me 1 second. Hello, yeah. Are you getting the logic? See, what I'm doing is I am saying let me convert the data into the lowercase and then check if the lowercase chief is coming in that or not. Right? So that way my problem of mix and match of the case is not going to happen. Okay. So now I make this my title is now ready. So now what I can do over here is this function is created. Then probably what I can do over here is the salaries data set that I have. In the salaries data set, right? So now what I'm doing is I'm saying from the salaries data set, I'm going to pick up my column of job title. Sorry class. So I'm saying salaries job title, right? This is the column. This is the input that I'm giving, right? So now what I would like to do on this is I would like to apply my this function, right? That the function that I have. Suppose this function that I have created on this, I would like to use my this chief title function that I have created. Right. So let's do one thing. Let me just give this as an input in this chief underscore title. But this function that I give is not the correct way that I'm giving you right now. But I'm just showing you something, right? So if you give this function like this, right? So what is
It won't work.
Right? So I am giving a lot of data in this case, so it cannot check it, right? So we'll have to technically give it row by row. Okay, we'll have to give that function row by row. So do you remember anything which we can use if I have to apply this function on all the complete data set? How can I do it?
iloc?
No. Lambda, right? Lambda we studied that we can use if you want to apply the function. Lambda is something I can use. So if I come over here, I say this is my salaries data set. Okay. Dot apply. I will now be applying my lambda function over here, right? So we will use lambda functionality. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to say lambda x. So this is x is an input, and what is the function that I'm going to use? That is chief. Chief title. Okay, x. If you see now, all the titles are checked. Wherever the chief word is coming, it is giving me true. Wherever it is not coming, it is giving me false. So I'm saying that on this data set, I want to apply this lambda function. Correct? So now I hope you know that how can I find the sum? So I'll again use that same functionality. I would like to sum this up. So there are 627 job titles or the people who had the word chief inside them.
When we give lambda function, we also give a return value, right?
Sorry?
So when we are giving lambda, x is the input, and after those colon, we are giving the function, and after the should we not give?
So input we are giving over here only, na? So I'm saying I'm creating a function that will take an input, right? I will take an input, and if you have another function that is already created, so what I'm doing over here is I'm using that function that I'm saying whatever input you give for the lambda function, it goes inside this chart title function. That is this, right? And now I'm saying I'm applying this function on the title. So because what is now happening is apply is going to apply on each job title is going to apply this lambda function. So what it does is it picks the first job title, it takes it inside the lambda, right?
As
That
X.
job title, right? That becomes the X, and that X is used as an input for chief title. So now if that word, and what was that chief title? Chief title was my function which is checking whether the word chief is coming inside it or not. If the chief word is coming inside it, it is giving the output in the form of true, and if it is not coming, it is giving me the output in the form of false.
So it is already returned. It is already, chief title is already returning us a value. But if it was not a function, it was just a calculation, then we would have given a return value also. Like if it was just x colon x plus x, then we would have to give a return value or something, right?
Then you will have to give it. So because now this chief title is already returning me a value, otherwise then you would have to write a return. Yes,
Right.
then you would have to write return this plus this. Correct.
Okay.
Yep. So Rama, others, are you making is this function clear to you guys? Right. So what we did was first we did this chief title function, which is checking the word chief is coming inside it or not. If it comes, it gives true, otherwise false. Then what we are doing is we are just using it, applying this function with the help of lambda, so that it gets applied to each job title. So we are giving each job title one by one, and thereby it does is it gives me output in the form of true and false. So the word chief comes in, and false if it doesn't come in, and then we are just adding that up. So next question, is there a correlation between the length of the job title string and the salary? Although what I can do is we can skip this question for now. So correlation is basically we try to compare the variables. So we can skip this question for now. We'll do it in little bit of a later while, once we understand what exactly correlation is and all that thing is. So that question will make more sense over there. Okay. So I hope this exercise gave you a little idea on this, how we are working with the how we are using the pandas for the data manipulation.
Amit, can you send the code for
I'll do it.
that? Yeah.
Okay. So let me give you one more question over here. Let's try if you are able to do it. So what you have to do now is you have to find the total salaries, right? The total salaries that we disbursed in all the years, right? What was the total pay that we gave in 2011, 12, 13, and 14? So can you make a query? Can you write a code for that? What are the total salaries I gave in 2011, 12,
By
13?
the year and then this total pay.
So try to write it.
do we need to give this object in a variable and then view that variable? You're on mute.
Sorry. So what we do is when you do the grouping, right? So what we do in that case is first we define on what basis do I want to group the data. So I'm saying I want to group the data by year, right? And then when the grouping is done, then you define that what do you want to see as a summary, right? So what do I now want to see is that I want to find out the data will be grouped by year. Now from here, what I have to do is I just have to pick my column of the total pay, right? Dot sum. So I want to find the sum of that. What did I now put wrong? So we're saying method. No, I'm saying service group by 1 second. Right. So this is over here, the grouping is done, just brackets. And now from here, I just want to pick total pay, right? So now on the total pay dot sum. So you get this one. Getting it? So what I've done is I'm saying I want to group the data by year. Then what I'm doing is I want to pick the column from their total pay. On the basis of that, I want to find the sum. So on the basis of here, I want to see the sum by sum of total pay. Is it clear? Or any doubt? Hello?
Clear now.
Okay. Okay. Let me do one thing. Let me just share one more stuff with you. So please save these two files. So these are again some questions on the, so this is again, if you will try to open it up, let me just show you. Now on the similar lines, you have another exercise, right? In this, you have some e-commerce data with you. So you will find the similar questions, little bit different questions as well, right? Where now you have the data as different. So you have the e-commerce data now. And you will find a lot of questions over here. So what we'll do is I would like you to practice on these questions as well. So just to have a hang of the things that we have done and covered. So this is again another exercise. So we have to load the data set and do that part. So can you please quickly load it? Just load the data so that we can have a quick overview on this. Are you able to load this data now?
Yes.
Right. So let me also just open this. So this is also a CSV file that I've shared. So what we can do is we just copy this file path. So we'll come over here. Now let me give it as, let me give this data set name as pandas/pd. Right. So then what I do is let this data is ecom. I do the e-commerce data. So I will say read pd dot read underscore csv, and I'll give that file path name. So data is loaded. So what I can do is let's check this out.
I'm getting error while loading data.
Right, so this is the data that we have, right? So we have the data of e-commerce related to like when the transaction happened, from which IP address the transaction happened. So what was the purchase price and all this. Okay. So now can you do that, a quick question over here that like suppose,
Amit, I'm getting error
sure, what's the error?
while loading the data. One second.
Can you share your screen?
Yeah.
Actually, no, it is not a CSV file. You remove .csv from there. Okay. It is a text file, .txt.
Thanks.
So for importing text files also we use read.csv only. Read underscore.
CSV, text files and save, because if you will see on this,
Mm.
I'll tell you. See, CSV is more like between the comma separate values. So in this also you will see the data that I have is separated by a comma.
Okay. Okay.
Right? Address, comma, lot, AM or PM, browser info, and likewise.
For Excel, we'll just need to do read underscore Excel, right? In small.
No, Excel I'll be telling you. For that we also need some packages that we use. So I'll
Okay.
show you how we do the data, because in the Excel we have to specify the file name plus the sheet name. Because in
Oh.
Excel file multiple sheets, so we have to also specify the sheet name in that case.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so this now exercise I will request all of you to please try it out, and on top of that, any other functionalities, right? Try to find the missing values, try to replace the missing values with the mean values. So try to do all those things over here, the things that we discussed in the in the learnings of this pandas, all the things that we did. So this is where I think I'll take a pause for today, and this exercise I would like to give you at more like a homework over here. And then what we will be doing is tomorrow we will be starting off with the Matplotlib, where we will see how do we make the charts and graphs, and we will also see, I'll also show you how do we load the data from the Excel files, right? So anything
Approximately how many more classes are left for Python?
Python, it will take around 15 more classes we'll be taking.
Roughly, okay. Because we'll be in the predictive.
Because see, like tomorrow, this week I will cover this data manipulation and the visualization, and then next week I'll be starting out with the statistics. So I will be telling you what is like all the standard tendencies, sampling, all those things, which will be more like theoretical sessions. First of all, we'll try to understand what those terms are. In 2-3 sessions, we will be covering that, and then we will be seeing those things in the Python after that.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Right. So with this, I think let's meet tomorrow then, and let's get started from there. Thank you.